So there is a new money method you literally have to use right now to make so much money. As you see, I have almost 4 billion, and this is one of the main ways I have obtained this. So essentially what we're going to be doing is using this one mechanic. So if you remember during the fish fry, right, they updated the angler quest and buffed it. So I'm pulling up the update log real quick. So as you see, angler has changed. He now has a large pool of exclusive rewards, talking to him to get greater quests, and he seems to offer a lot more money to return fish. So what this means, if you aren't catching on to this, is for me, for the most part, all I've used the angler quest is getting relics, right, getting the void gloves and things like this. But what is actually really overpowered is the money return. So figured this out a bit ago whenever I was looking just through the thing. So inside of most bestiaries, right, so each zone has its own bestiary, and then each zone also has its own angler quest. So what you're going to see so first things first is you're going to want to complete the Moosewood angler quest to a certain level. You're wanting to probably try to get to exotic or secret, which means you have to do 50 quests to get to the exotic rarity and 75 to get to the secret rarity. So what this means is you can have the angler actually ask you for those level fish. So currently I can only get at most legendary, because you got to do, I think, 35 to or 30 to get to mythical. So once you do that many, you can get mythical, as in like he'll want you to catch a mythic fish for him, and then once you get to 50, he'll want exotics every now and then he'll also want secrets. Now this is where this gets broken. So inside, so he'll give you returned value out of the fish you offer him. But one of the best things out of this is if you look at some fish, like for example, some of the ones that have the best return on value, like the ones in the Crimson Cavern, the Colossal Ancient Dragon, or in the Luminescent Cavern, the Colossal Blue Dragon, these actually have a very, very return value. Essentially what this means is if, say, I give him a Colossal Blue Dragon, I'm going to actually get a returned value out of this from that fish. Now this does make you more money, but we can make this even better. So what's going to happen is the value of the fish is going to be given back to you at a multiplier. And as you can see right here, you can have the angler quest, as you see, can also reward the player 6 to 8 times the value of the fish's current price and the base XP, meaning its current price of what it sells for will be multiplied 6 to 8 times. Now why this is absolutely absurd is if, say, I have like this fish right here, Colossal Ethereal Dragon. This is mango random rarity, right? If I want to check on it, how much is this price? As you can see, it is almost 3 million. Now if I were to appraise it to get potentially like the giant enchant or mutation on it, right, make it really big, I could get that to like 5 or 6 million. And then on top of that, if we get the boosted 6 to 8 times luck, maybe it's only the 6 to 7 times boost to that, say it's 5 million, we could get 30 to 35 million out of that one fish. Hey, as a quick note, if you are not wanting to do this, I am giving away a bunch of aquarium fish that'll make you millions an hour. If you want to enter the giveaway, comment your Roblox username down below and leave a like. Now obviously this is a tremendous amount of money, but as a quick note, the angler quest is going to be random on what it wants. So I'll show you how you can get specifically the ones you want. So first I'm going to head on down into the Luminescent Cavern. It's kind of dark, but what we're going to be looking is the angler quest. So what you're going to want to do firstly is, since he'll want you to do quests and you'll have to only pull fish from, say, the Luminescent Cavern, I would honestly only really recommend getting the Crimson Cavern one. Since they added a 2-minute delay, this is where this is going to come into hand. So I'm just going to go over to the Crimson Cavern. Now the reason the Colossal Ancient Dragon sells for more than the Colossal Blue Dragon, and you can get it to give you the specific quest that you actually want, since as you can see, they have this little thing showing above them. So this is an uncommon rarity, I believe. So if we look at the Crimson Cavern, yeah, so or a common rarity. So he wants a red spotted blenny. Like that's the fish he wants, because that's the only rarity of this in this zone. Now what this means is you can just understand what that is, but as a quick note, you can actually like specifically get the one you want. So firstly, I would recommend going back over to Moosewood. And the reason why for Moosewood is this is one of the easiest ones you can get, and you can use the rod if you have it. You can use the Bat Whisper rod. During night, it's going to have 2 bats appear. I mean, you have to re-equip it, to get the 2 bats, but it will pretty much just passively catch all the fish in this zone. If you run in Aurora constantly or have Merlin's luck, you'll pretty much get every fish from this area, and then you can catch manually like the mythics if you don't get those, and then you can just sit and do a basic system for that. Now I am working on an automatic angler macro. If you want to join my Discord server, linked in the description. This will pretty much be really simple and pretty much allow you to AFK the angler quests for things like this. But so what we're going to be looking at is after you have gotten the exotic rarity unlocked, once again, I would recommend the secret rarity just so you can do the Colossal Ethereal Dragon, but you should do the exotic at the very least. Now, once you have the exotic unlocked, you can do things like the, like this one right here, Siren Spite, Giant Shiny ancient or dark and shiny sparkling colossal ancient dragon. This one right here. Now this has, right, if I were to get this really, really big, for example, I could take this, trade it in, or get a bunch of mutations on it. And I'll show you how to get the best value out of it. Then whenever I do trade that in, what's going to happen is that will be multiplied tremendously. So you can easily, if you appraise, get a good value out of it. Once again, you want to be as efficient as possible since this is a money method. You want to only spend around like a minute and a half or so appraising, and I'll show you what to do for that. So what you'll do is you'll get your, big boy fish. You'll take this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use the traveler's list, and we're going to go over to the treasure island. Now we're going to head on over to treasure island, and this is where this is going to go crazy. So at treasure island, I'm going to take my colossal ancient dragon. We're going to appraise it here. And as a quick note, it only has the darken mutation, so this isn't even a lot. And we're going to appraise it here. Now you really only just want to go random. So realistically, I think mathematically the best random way you can go is something like that. So like not specifically that, but you want to continuously just click random. And I would honestly say if you can get to like anything higher than 1 point, then you should probably keep it, even if that means you don't finish it. So keep going till we get like a 1.5 or higher. Boom, like that, 1.7. So now we have this one. This is way bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to go back on over to the appraiser real quick. We're going to see its value. So how much is this? Can you tell me the price of this fish? As you see, it is worth way more than it originally was. Obviously, it's not a lot since it only has the darken mutation and it's not actually that big, but this is what you're going to do to make the fish even bigger. So there are currently a few rods you can use to get tremendously big fish. Currently, obviously, if you do have the Nate's rod, that is really broken. As a quick note though, all of this money grinding might be, or most likely will be nerfed, but this is all in hopes that when the black market does come in for admin abuse, they said they're going to stock every sword. We can buy all of these broken swords. So what we're going to be looking at is that. So currently, if you can get the Nate sword, it has a 100% guaranteed size increase. And then if you get same way I have on the Sea Overlord and Sea Prince, you're going to get another 65% boost to size, meaning with the Nate sword and these two enchants, you can get 165% guaranteed bigger. And then if you use bait from admin abuse, say like for me, I think I have the UFO, use UFO bait, that's going to guarantee get you a 14x mutation, meaning you could have a fish that is 165% bigger and has that. Meaning if we head on back over to the luminescent cavern, if we do the quest in here and we manage to get him where he wants a, colossal ancient dragon, colossal blue dragon, you name it, and we manage to get that with that mutation and all that on it, that'll be great and have a crazy trade in. So say it could easily be worth like 10, 20 million. You're going to trade it in. It's going to give you hundreds of millions. Now, the next best thing, as you see, one is in actively right here, is when you're catching it, what I would recommend is if you are using the evil pitchfork, I was trying to get Sea Overlord on it. What's going to happen is it's going to have a 20% chance to boost its size. So you want to wait before you actually do this, because the reason for this is, I caught it. The physical benefit only comes from if you do actually manage to land the boost on it. So you want to make sure that you do get the passive on it, where it's like the explosion comes down on it and all that. You want to make sure you get that. Now, after you get that, it doesn't really matter if you get the mutation or not, because it's going to be way bigger. But so you'll see we'll get the colossal blue dragon. This one's going to be way bigger by default because of the Sea Overlord and Sea Prince. Then we're going to take this. You can mutate it, whatever. I would honestly recommend using a rod that has a really high chance for naturally giving mutations. So once again, something like Ruinous Oath, as you just saw, that one was really easy to catch. But once you do have this, you can trade it in for crazy, crazy value. I was able to make a few 100 million doing this just within I think it wasn't even that long. So I would highly recommend using this strat before it is nerfed. Once again, this is really broken. You need to take advantage of this, and I will see you on the next one.